What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV. Let me tell you, I am so exhausted already from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I don't think the show is even going to be airing until probably next year. Okay. But when I heard about this, I was just shaking my head saying, no, I can't believe this. This has to just be some crazy situation that somebody is saying to try to drum up interest in this new season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta cast. Because it's already a lot of drama going around when it comes to Portia and Simon. Can they film in the mansion? Can they not film in the mansion right now as it stands? Even though the courts have ruled that she can stay there for now, the production for the show is saying, our name is Bennett and we ain't in it. We are not filming in this home, outside of this home, on the curb of this home, in the backyard, by the pool, nothing. Because we don't want to have any involvement when it comes to Simon and these shenanigans, because if we knew it was going to be like this and all that it is, we wouldn't have even offered your black, you know what, the opportunity to, one, come back to the show, and two, an exclusive deal to produce scripted content for NBC Universal. I'm going to continue to stand on that one because as far as I'm concerned, they got what they asked for, because I don't believe they ever should have offered her a deal like that. What did she ever do to deserve a deal like that? But I digress. Kenya, she's had another, and I say another because I thought she already had a grand opening for her salon, Kenyamoore Hair Spa. But yeah, she had another grand opening, and it was alleged that she got into an argument with one of the newbies, and there were allegedly some threats involving a pow-pow by the newbie. Her name is Brittany. And then it was alleged that at the grand opening of the Kenyamoore Hair Spa, the other grand opening, this latest one, that Kenya did something that was unimaginable. But from what I have heard and what I've listened to, because I've actually listened to Michelle A.T. Brown on her YouTube channel a few times. Shout out to her, because she really does get a lot of the exclusive content and tea of what goes down in Atlanta, especially when it involves the Real Housewives. Even if she don't really like some of these people. But that's neither here nor there. I was listening, and I, over the past couple of days, was just like, wow. But from what Michelle A.T. Brown said, it appears to be accurate that what was alleged actually did happen. And that was that Kenya showed an explicit photo of the new housewife, brittanyeady, chomping on some man meat. And if you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. And when I heard that, I said, what? Kenya's involved in revenge, PORN? Like, is she Martell now? But yeah, I do believe that it did happen, but I'm going to say it's alleged because I was not there. And I don't know anyone that was in the building myself. But from what Michelle A.T. Brown said, she was outside of the event. And even though she wasn't in, she was outside of the event. And she actually saw when people were leaving, and she heard someone say, I cannot believe Kenya did that. So this is what I want to say to that. Because if she indeed did that, and this is like Kenya's umpteenth grand opening for this spa, which I actually had high hopes for her in doing this venture, because she apparently has a successful hair product line that's in Sally Beauty Supply and another drugstore. I don't know if it's Walgreens or CVS or both. I don't know. I've never used her hair products. I've heard that they're decent. But she said she was building a beauty hair empire. And she's a beautiful woman. She obviously has beautiful hair, even though she enhances it with some clip-ins, and that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. And we all who watched the show remember the season when she tried to deny wearing a hair unit or a wig, whatever you want to call it. But there's nothing wrong with that. You could have hair down to your butt. It doesn't mean that you don't want to protect what you have, so you use clip-ins or a wig or whatever so that you don't have to deal with all of the pressures of the heat and relaxers and flat irons and curlers and whatever else to damage your own crown and glory. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but she had an issue with admitting that. But I guess she was trying to keep that on the low because she was maybe thinking, well, if I am doing things like that, then it's going to make me seem inauthentic to having a successful hair product line and people may not want to buy my product. So maybe that's what she was trying to do. I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt when it came to that. But when it comes to this and her allegedly doing that and the things that were said about the hair spa never really being open, alleged fake reviews for the salon, people calling, trying to schedule appointments, no one's ever there. Like, these are the things that have been said and insinuated. And then this, I've heard putting on Front Street one of her new castmates at her business, not them having some girls trip or some outing at a restaurant or something, and she gets pissed off and she was already ready to pull out the big guns and show this girl chomping on some person's man meat. She did it at her business. What type of air does she believe that's going to leave for her salon? That's just not a good look at all. I mean, I get it. It's like, maybe you're trying to do what you can to get back into the place of being seen as a villain, which I guess served her and suited her well for all of the seasons that she was on the show, even if it made her unlikable to a lot of people. I liked Kenya, but what I will say, this is just my personal opinion. One of the things that I've always said about Kenya is that she's a beautiful woman. I really like her. I feel for her story and being abandoned by her mom. Like, I can't imagine that. And then getting to the place where you want to have a child and you want to be that mother that you never really had in your own life. I thought that was an amazing thing. Thankfully, that's never been my story, but I felt for her. But I always said, but I feel like she would be a woman that would be hard to be a friend to or be a friend with because she's got a lot of, I believe, issues, insecurities, things that she really needs to work out. And I believe that would make it hard for someone like me to be her friend. And to hear that she did this in her place of business that she claimed she was building as a legacy for her daughter, Brooklyn, and then you do something like that in that place of business, I don't understand that at all. I don't care. I mean, I do believe that at a number of occasions she's tried to sex shame people. Not that I'm a fan of Portia, but I remember the season when Portia was on there and she kept trying to bust her out for allegedly doing things with the stripper Bolo. If you all remember that, that became like a storyline for her. It was just really weird. It's like, why do you even really care what this girl does with her coochie? I mean, a lot of us see her as fake and phony as a hypocrite. Fine. But like, is there anything else for you to talk about besides that? We all know that she's a ditz and she does, what she wants to do and tries to come off as this innocent schoolgirl type and, the victim and all of those things. But to do something like this to this new person on the show, that is way below anything that I ever saw of her doing. That's just insane. Because from what Michelle A.T.L.E. Brown said, Portia, she and Shamia left at the same time together. Like, it was not a good look. I don't think a lot of people wanted to be associated with that, but she definitely from what I heard, and it's looking like she definitely did do that. Now, I highly doubt they would show that on the show, but I do believe that the cameras were rolling for this event because not just because, but we remember when she did the interview with Carlos King, she was saying, this salon, they did not film my grand opening, and this was a great accomplishment for me. This is all of this and all of that and blah, 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 blah. And then you finally get the cameras rolling so that we can see this on the show. And then you do something like that there. That's insane. I really was like, wow, I cannot believe Kenya did that. So for me, it's honestly not really looking like this salon, this hair spa is how do I put it? I hate to say somebody's business is fake, but it's making it look like this is just something that you're doing as a storyline and it's not even a real business. And I mean, hey, if that's what you want to do, then fine. But I really can't imagine her doing something like that in this place that is supposed to be a professional business. It's making it, it's giving that, if you all used to watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which I hadn't watched in years, but I used to watch it. Do you remember when the guy, Young Jock, used to be a rapper? I say used to be a rapper. I don't think he raps anymore. He opened up a salon. Do you remember that? Do you remember when he had his hair like slicked down and he was doing the Cab Calloway look? And then he had opened up a salon. I believe that was just something for the show. I don't believe he actually has a salon. I believe that was just something that he did for the show and it was a storyline. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if that is the truth. If he actually did open a salon and it's still open and that's the truth and let me know in the comment section. But I believe that was something that was just a storyline. It's giving that for this when it comes to the Kenyamoore hair spa. And I hate that for her because she could have just opened up like a flagship store and sold her own products in the store. You don't have to have a salon for that. And to be quite honest with you, I feel like that would have probably been a better business venture for her versus a salon. Because I'm here to tell you, I am a beauty business owner and operator myself. It is not easy. It's a lot of hard work. I've been doing this now for actually 16 years. And I have employees. I've had a whole lot more employees than I used to have than I do now. It's not easy. There's a lot involved when it comes to hiring staff and employing people, paying payroll, taxes, all that other stuff. And hey, I'm not saying that it's the hardest thing in the world to do, but it's definitely not easy. And if you're having a legitimate business like that, and then you're pulling stunts like that in this business where other people are supposed to be working, I don't think that's a very smart decision. So that's why I'm saying it's really making it look like to me that it's not a real thing. Like it's like a storyline. Just open up a flagship store, kenyamoore Hair Care, and just sell all of your products in there and maybe some other retail things that you want to do and have somebody that you have as a cashier. It's honestly a whole lot less than having to hire licensed. And I believe in Georgia, you don't even have to be licensed. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what I heard. Because every state is different when it comes to the State Board of Cosmetology and the requirements. But I'm saying, even if they're not licensed and they don't have to be licensed, they do have to have the skills to be able to pay the bills. And if you have people down there screwing up people's hair and they don't have the skills and the knowledge, that's not going to be beneficial for the business. That's going to end up costing you more money. And I know Kenya doesn't plan to be up in there scrubbing people's scalps and blowing out people's hair and flat ironing and doing the hair spa stuff. I really doubt that. But to be in this place and showcasing this new housewife sucking on somebody's man meat is crazy. I am just not here for that at all. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that because It had been on my mind. I just have had a lot going on in the past couple of days and really hadn't gotten a chance to get around to talking about it. So I had a few moments in my day and I decided to just go ahead and share my thoughts on it. So I would really love to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments section. Thanks so much for being here, liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.